hello. Okay, so you might come across a quadratic when you need to factorize it for some reason. Maybe it's a fraction or something, and you need to factorize it before you can cancel. But anyway, you've got something like this, and you notice that the number in front of the quadratic part, the x squared part, is greater than 1. It's not 1 anymore. Okay, so when you come across one like this, your first step, you have to do an extra couple of steps. Okay, so the first step is look for a common factor. So if I write over here, look for a common factor, just to remind you. Okay, as step 1, I'm going to look for something that multiplies as a factor to get 2, multiplies to get 6, and also can multiply to get 8. And it's the highest. We're going for the highest common factor, not just any factor, the highest. So this is quite easy because it's prime, so it's only got 2 factors. One factor itself and 1. So we know 2 would be 2 times 1. That means 2 is going to be the highest in all of them. Okay, so I'm going to put that common factor, and I'm going to look for any variables that are common. There's an x there, there's an x there, but there's no x there, so I can't use x's, but if there was an x there, I could put x there as well. So I put them on the outside of the bracket, like that. So I separate it, put it on the outside, I've taken out the common factor, and now I'm going to multiply by 2 the first term to get this value. So I need to multiply, what multiplies by 2 to get this? It will be x squared. So 2 times x squared gets me my first term. Okay, first term, 2 times x squared gives me 2x squared. Now the minus belongs to the 6, so we have to make sure we keep the minus there, keep it, and I'm going to go 2 times something gives me 6x. So 2 times minus 3 in this case, x should give me 6x. And then finally minus again, keep the minus. 2 times something gives me 8, so it's 4. And I'll use proper colours. Better, so it's easier. I'm not sure how good this is. So once I've done that, I've separated the highest common factor to the side. I've now, reworked it so it's not quite the same anymore. And now I need to factorise this. It's the same way you factorise it if it had nothing else. If it was just like that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to look for the factors that multiply to get 4 and make a list of them. So let's make a list of 1 and 4, 2 times 2, and I can't think of any more. Okay, and now this is telling me, that sign there is telling me that it has to be a plus and a minus. One of them has to be a plus and a minus. Okay? Okay, so once I've got that, I'm looking for, down there, for the number that I can add or subtract to get that number. So this one here will obviously be it, 1 and 4. A minus 4 plus 1 gives us a minus 3, so we're going to use that. So minus 4 plus 1, all right? So I'm going to factorise that, so I'm going to go x, and I'm going to chuck in my plus 1 and my minus 4, and my 2 is on the side, and that should be completed. So the step 2, step 2 was factorise it. Okay, and I'm doing New Zealand spelling. Okay, so there we go. First, for these ones, look for a common factor. If there is no common factor, we have to solve it a slightly different way. But if there is a common factor, we separate the highest common factor on the outside, then we rewrite it so it multiplies to get the first one. Then we factorise it from there using the same method of having a list, what multiplies to get that and what adds to get that. And that is how you do ones where there is the coefficient's greater than 1 and there is a common factor. Hopefully that makes sense and you'll be able to practice those.